identical to Chinese leaders on. In Beijing, Secretary Tillerson used language that was identical to Chinese leaders on the U.S.-China relationship. He said it was guided by an understanding of non-conflict, non-confrontation, mutual respect, and win-win cooperation. That's language that the Chinese have used for a long time, and past U.S. administrations have declined to use. So what signal is he sending by using that word-for-word identical language to the Chinese?
I think the message he is sending, or he tried to send in his visit to Beijing writ large, was that we want a cooperative, productive, forward-looking relationship with China. I'm not going to parse out the language that he used or whether that mirrored similar language from the Chinese, except to say that we've also been very clear, and he's been clear on the record to say that, there are areas of cooperation, there are areas we agree on that we can really make, we believe, progress on. There are areas we need to make progress on and deal with and address, such as North Korea. And then there are areas where we disagree, and that includes trade, and that also includes, frankly, human rights. And with respect to trade, we want just a level playing field for U.S. companies, but we believe that can also be turned, obviously, to both our advantage.
But was he sending a signal? I mean, this isn't just generalized agreement. This is word for word, using language. The Chinese place a high degree of importance in the specifics of how their language is used in these speeches. He's using identical words, phrasing that is very important to them. So was he sending a signal by using the exact same words, or was this not intentional?
I think he was trying to convey that, in his dialogue, in our dialogue with China, we also want a quote-unquote win-win relationship. But we're going to make sure that we press our priorities in that respect.
Just the last thing, though. Is he aware of the significance, or is his staff aware of the significance that this exact phrase?
He was aware of his word choice, yes. I wouldn't say in China. Say in China.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michelle.
The Chinese media is portraying this visit as a big win, and they're citing the use of those specific words as a part of that. So on the U.S. side, what kind of win is this? Did he get some assurances from China, especially on the North Korea issue and also on the islands?
Sure. With respect to the overall visit, I think it was a positive visit. I don't think we were looking for any major outcomes. Obviously, we were talking, or he was there to talk about the challenge of North Korea, first and foremost. That was, frankly, a theme throughout his trip. And how do we address it going forward? How do we address this threat going forward? I can't say that we've found any solutions, but we're continuing those conversations. And I think he was very clear in how we perceive the threat, and you all saw that through his remarks about it. With respect to your other questions, were your follow-ups were on the islands as well as?
Yeah, I mean, would you say that this moved the needle at all in cooperation on pressuring North Korea and also the island activity?
I would say it's part of an ongoing conversation, and certainly we're going to see that when President Xi comes to the United States for his visit. So part of this is laying the groundwork for that, so that's a productive, forward-looking, results-oriented visit.
About the language, you've said that Secretary Tillerson was aware of the language he was using and he chose it deliberately. And in the Chinese context, the phrase mutual respect means something with regard to Tibet, Hong Kong, Taiwan. It indicates their belief that the U.S. should stay out of issues and areas that China, that Beijing believes are its own purview. So I'm wondering, in using that language and choosing those words deliberately, is he signaling some sort of shift on Taiwan, on Tibet, on?
Not at all. However, our stance on Taiwan, encouraging good, strong, increasingly strong cross-strait relations, we stand by our one China policy. with respect to other aspects of the relationship, we're not walking away from our concerns about human rights